I can find births, deaths, marriages, land records. This is the probate of John Lively, who was killed in the massacre, and this should be of special interest to you, Pam, because he is your relative.
What does this tell us? What can a probate tell us about the life of a person?
But you can see how many things he had. He had cotton and bales and other items that were in the household.
Look at a fur hat, a pair of shoes and socks, and a pair of slippers, and a pair of pot hooks, and a deer skin.
Pair of scissors?
Pair of scissors.
Where would you get a pair of scissors?
It would have to be somewhere else. There was no place.
Because this was wilderness.
Yes.
So there was nothing here.
Strange that my ancestors actually were here. They were the first ones here, you know. How many people get to be the first one anywhere, except on the moon anymore?
This shows that he had been a very hard worker, or he wouldn't have all of these items.
Okay, now you have other information for us too. Where are we up to now?
I have some plant books that I want you to look at the library.
Pam Velda has brought us to the first books room in the Chester Public Library. This is where they keep all the original books. And she has a couple of things she wants to show us.
I thought it was important that you see these marriage records. When you look into the marriage records for the male's name, William Caudle, you don't find it.
And it should be there because this is the right time period.
This is the right date.
Right. There are other Caudles.
Yeah, but William's not listed.
Okay, and then go back to the brides section, and you'll find Jane Lively, who married William Caudle.
And they spelled
the name wrong. C-O-D-E-L-L.
One of the biggest obstacles that people run into when researching their family tree is that the spellings of the names have changed. Oftentimes the census takers were not necessarily educated people. They were not necessarily talking to educated people who knew how to do the spelling or even to read or write. So the spelling has often been changed in the records.
Another thing is the atlas in 1875.
What does this show, these atlases?
Okay, I looked for the name Lively and came up with the page of Caudles who had owned land. Jane Caudle's land is right here.
Wow.
And the names that are surrounding her, those are the other owners of the property?
Right.
Do any of these names look familiar?
Well, there's a Gant Caudle and a Taggart Caudle, so they must have been relation. Well, she must be around Palestine. I think I know where this might be.
By comparing an 1875 plat book to a modern map, we locate a farm we hope contains evidence of William and Jane's homestead, where we meet Bob Reed. According to the plat map that we found at the Chester Public Library yesterday, Jane Caudle and William Caudle had a cabin that was located on this property. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I know there was a cabin here. Foundation stones were still here when I started going with my wife. And they had a corn crib built on the foundation stones, but that has since been torn down and the foundation stones pushed out of the way.
How long ago was that the...
53 years ago.
Could you show us where that's at?
Sure could, yeah. Oh, there's a lot more stones here than I realized. These are small ones, probably used for balancing the larger stones as they stacked them.
What did they use to hold the stones together?
They just stacked them.
They just stacked them, nothing, no mortar at all?
But they did not come apart. They balanced them very well.
What kind of a stone is this?
It looks like a limestone.